Hey, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to YouTube channel Online Operating System. In this lecture, we shall discuss about the operating system components, in which we discuss process management, main memory management, secondary storage management, I/O system management, file management, and protection system. In operating system services for user and users of program execution, I/O operation, file system manipulation, communication between processes and user, error detection and handling. Here are some services for efficient system operation, that are resources management, accounting, and protection. When we discuss about operating system kernel, we are discuss about the users, application, operating system, API, AUI, operating system kernel, computer hardware. Real work is done in kernel. We have some entry points into the kernel, the system call, signal, and then interrupt and trap. Now we shall discuss what is a system call. User processes must not be given open access to the kernel code. The system call interface layer contains entry point in the kernel code. Any user or application request that involve access to any system resources must be handled by the kernel code. Now here are some types of system call like process control, file management, device management, information maintenance, and communication. In system call execution, the user program make a call to a library function. Library routine puts appropriate parameter and well-known place like register, stack, or table in memory. The trap instruction is executed to change mode from user to kernel. Control goes to operating system. Operating system determines which system call is to be carried out. Semantics of system call execution. Kernel indexes the dispatch table which contains pointer to service routine for system call. Service routine is executed and return parameter or error code placed at well-known places. Control given back to user program. Library function execute the instruction following trap. In system call there are three types are involved: process, kernel code, and then service code. In operating system structure, we are the have four different structures: simple, layered approach, microkernel, and virtual machines. First, we shall discuss about the structure. MS-DOS written to provide the most functionality in the least space, so it was not divided into modules or carefully. Application program, residence system program, MS-DOS device drivers, ROM BIOS device drivers. In simple structure, Unix consists of two separable parts, the kernel and the system program. Everything below the system call interface and above the physical hardware is the kernel. An enormous amount of functionality combined in one level. Unix is difficult to enhance as changes in one section could adversely affect other areas. In Unix system structure, the user system call interface to the kernel interface to the hardwares are involved. Now we shall talk about the layered approach. The operating system is broken into the number of layers. Bottom layer is hardware and the topmost layer N is the user interface. A typical layer consists of the data structure and a set of routines to service the layer above it, the operating system by the through. Now we shall discuss about the microkernel. Structures of the operating system by removing all the non-essential components from the kernel and implement them as system and user level program. Microkernel is known as basically a smaller kernel. Main function is to provide the communication facility between client, a program, and the various servers that also running in the user service. In microkernel, easier to extend the operating system, new services are added to user space and consequently do not require modification of the kernel and due its complications. Easier to maintain operating system code, enhancement, debugging, etc. Operating system is easier to port from one hardware to another, more security and reliability. Mac, Mac OS X Server, OS2 and Windows NT. In layered approach, we shall discuss about modularity. Each layer uses functions and services of only lower layers. Simplifies debugging system verification. The most difficult with the layered approach is careful definition of layer because a layer can only be used the layer below it, less efficient than other approaches. We have to end our lecture here. Inshallah, we shall discuss remaining in our next lecture. Stay tuned with us. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.